Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, our website, or our social media. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a timepiece that represents not just a versatile choice, but one of the best values in complications. Launched in 2003, this is the Ulysse Nardin Marine Annual Calendar Chronograph. 40 millimeters in stainless steel. It's a fun watch to own and to wear. As you can see, all screw-down crowns and chronograph pushers. A case profile, yes, 40 millimeters in diameter, but 13.8 millimeters thick, and thus thinner than you might think. From lug to lug, a wonderfully compact 43.4 millimeters, and then if you include the solid end links of the bracelet, a little bit bigger but still very wearable, 48.5 millimeters. There's a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throw it on my wrist. 16 centimeters in circumference. It's a handy piece, comfortable. As you can see, narrow across the wrist. I could recommend this for a wrist as small as 13 centimeters circumference, but it still has some volume and body to it, so it looks like a sports watch. It doesn't appear petite at all. 40 millimeters is a perfect size for any watch, and frankly, this one fits a lot into its 40 millimeter case. It will fit underneath jacket cuffs, and because it looks sheer, but it's not absolutely that thick, it'll probably fit under dress sleeves as well. Let's take a look at the bracelet. UN 3-link bracelets are always distinctive in design. You can see, though it is a 3-link design, it's nothing like, for example, the Rolex Oyster. It has a wonderful amount of depth to it. As you can see, there's fluting on the flanks of the lugs, which gives a top and a bottom with an intermediate level and tiers lowering from the top level of the links to the base where they connect. So there's a lot of thought and sculptural beauty in this bracelet that you don't commonly see in basic 3-link sports bracelets. It's also a no expense spared bracelet. As you can see, removable links are fixed in place by screws, not pin sleeves. Patek Philippe does no better. Now, if you take a quick look, you will appreciate a double folding clasp. Remember, I said no expense spared here. We have a twin trigger release system, not friction fit. So this is built like a sports watch bracelet should be. Rolling over to the case, you can see it's all of high polish. It's simple, it's spare. It's basically the marine case. As you can see, it has a profile that looks rather like a marine chronometer or deck clock from the 19th century or early 20th century, and for those, Ulysse Nardin of Le Loc is famous. You can see there is an individual number plate held on by bolts on the side. That too is true to Ulysse Nardin heritage. You have the UN anchor logo on the crown, and of course a coining profile outboard. Once again, we're referencing those gimbal-mounted deck clocks that would have been used in antiquity for navigation. The dial is a wonderful white. It's not silver white, it's white. The sub-registers do feature silver white metallic rings, and then we have an array of colors. We have blue, we have white, we have red, we have silver, all of it nicely balanced with 1, 2, 3 complications. You have a double-digit date, you have a chronograph, and if you look carefully, there is a little month between 4 and 5, so this is also an annual calendar. It need be adjusted only once a year during the jump from February to March. It's also loomed, and if you look outboard, there is a rail or a sort of chaptering with a slope that unites the bezel with the dial. And if you look carefully, you can see an applique Ulysse Nardin anchor logo. Now, the watch has wonderful depth about its dial and color, of course, and practicality, but more awaits. Let me unscrew these crowns and pushers. The UN caliber 51 that's used here is an ETA 2892A2 with the Dubois de Praz Chronograph Annual Calendar module. As you can see, if I pull the crown out, I have the 2892's basic hacking function, and then there is also a quick set that is used to drive, if I can find the intermediate position, there is a quick set that is used to drive the system for setting the date. I'm just going to make sure we're not in the danger zone for a date change before I use a quick set here. That's always good practice with a watch. So pulling the crown out now, I activate the quick set system for the double-digit date, and by driving the date along, I can move the month down at 4:30. 42-hour power reserve, bidirectional winding, so there's no rotor wobble. The base movement is 21 joules and beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It is a 100-meter water-resistant watch, and you can see the 18 gold medals won at various international competition and Universal exhibitions. Chicago has sentimental favorite for me. That was the big comeback after the fire. And as you can see, the watch is impressively constructed with tremendous wrist presence, but not a big bullying profile. If you note that Dubois Duprat's annual calendar module looks an awful like the one you'd see on a Richard Mille RM11. Coincidence? No way. If you love this watch, email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. We're back with the Marine Annual Calendar Chronograph in a scarcely believable amount of lume. Note, even the chronograph register hands have been loomed.